What is up, guys? My name is Mark Samuel. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the RC vlog, guys. It's another beautiful day here in Texas. Oh my god, so nice. Perfect weather, perfect temperature, everything. But today, guys, we're gonna work on a car that I don't typically work on. I haven't busted out one of these in a long time, but we're gonna work on a mini RC car, and what I think is arguably the best mini RC car of all time. It's what got me into mini RC cars. It's what got me attracted to them. But when I say mini RC cars, I'm talking anything from 16 scale and lower, which in this particular case, actually, you know what? I'm not even gonna spoil it. I'm just gonna show you what it is. Quick side note, we bought a new car. This isn't a new car, but it's a new car to our family. If you're wondering why I bought this, even though I still have both trucks and the Mustang over there, go stroll hunt to our other channel, MSM on the Road. There's actually a good reason why I bought this car. So haters, don't get too mad, but go subscribe to that channel. That's where me and Melissa do a lot of our personal stuff, and also all our traveling, like our traveling with the RV and things like that. But yeah, go check out the channel. It's really cool. It's doing really well. Thanks to everyone who's already subscribed. But MSM on the Road, I'll put a link in the description below. All right, the garage RC car collection. I feel like these cars don't get enough love. We are going to be doing more stuff with that. Since I got another Wrestler 4x4, if you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link in the eye above. I bought it yesterday, actually. Not yesterday, but I shot it yesterday. But yes, another Wrestler 4x4 just came to the channel, so we'll be doing more with that. We're going to be building the ultimate Wrestler 4x4. Also, we got to finish speedruns with that because I got a good battery for that thing. That's that $60 Arma voltage. I don't know. We'll see how fast we can get that to go. Bandits down there. Anyways, a lot of stuff, but this is the car we're going to talk about today. It is not that one. It is that one right there. That is the Team Associated RC18R. Guys, that was like the first time this car is actually what made me go crazy about RC at first, with all the hop-ups and things like that. I absolutely love these cars, and they are insane. If you see them in person, you see them run, they're insanely fast, insanely fun. But nonetheless, let's bust it out and take a closer look at it. So here it is, the RC18. This is the R. So the RC18 actually came out in 2004, and it came out in response to the Losi Mini T. So back then it was Losi and Associated. They were the two big car manufacturers that really battled it out. I mean, aside from Traxxas, but in the racing world. And when Losi came out with the Mini T, they released an RC18T, which was really cool. And they also released a factory team version with all the hardcore anodized pieces. And like, you know how they do the factory team stuff now, where it comes with all the anodized hop-ups and it's more race ready. But then they made an RC18B, which was a buggy, and then they made these guys, the RC18R, and this was the car. These are four-wheel drive, and when you put a brush system in these, they are freaking ballistic. So that was probably the thing that really attracted me to these cars, is when I first started, obviously you don't have a lot of money, or you don't want to dedicate a lot of money into RC at that time because you're kind of just testing it out. RC18s was a cheap car to get into, and also the upgrades on this thing were super freaking cheap, and they are fast. I actually have one that I clocked at 55 with a radar gun. These little itty bitty cars, 55 miles an hour, super crazy fast. The only thing I'm not a huge fan of is they're definitely not as scale looking. I mean, you can tell by that body, not as scale look. I can't get the body post on right now, but man, these are fun. So we used to carpet race these back in the day at a place called Mike's Hobby Shop. And when you carpet race them, they handle really, really well. These, I have my racing foams on here. At one point, we did carpet oval racing with these. And remember, they're doing like 45, 50 miles an hour on a huge oval. It was so much fun because anytime there was a wreck, it was like catastrophic explosions on the straightaway. It was so much fun. But this is the first car I truly went crazy on. I bought one, I bought two, I bought three. I bought a whole bunch of them. I ended up racing them at my work, which was really, really cool. When I worked at Dell, and we had this thing that called Dell Lunch Racing. We'd all go to lunch and race these RC18s because they were so cheap to get into, and they were super fun and competitive. Here are some of my other ones. This is the Lancer. This was my stock car. So we had two classes when we raced at lunchtime. We had a stock class and then a modified class. This was stock. So this one's all stock. I did put this wing. That's not the stock wing. Here's one that's completely stock, and this is what it looks like stock. This is a Citroen. This one's super clean. I actually bought this one all hopped up. It already had the brush system in it, and I didn't want to mess it up. Just like, I mean, I haven't changed. I was psycho then, as psycho as I am now. So I bought multiples of everything. And this one was kind of like a shelf queen, but super clean car. Again, not as scale looking, but super fun. And yeah, they also made a short course for them. They tried to re-release these. They had a RC18. They tried to re-release them, and I think it had belt drive. It was a completely different platform. And then they re-released them as an Apex. But all in all, they discontinued. The RC18 line discontinued in 2010. I don't know how long the Apex line came out, but it was like the Apex Mini. They ran it for a little while. But now they're completely discontinued. You can't really find them. But when it comes to minis, I think this was the best, in my opinion. So obviously the mini world is kind of taken off now. There's a whole bunch of different minis, but I think this is what started them all with that Losi Mini T, and then these guys, man, there were like huge mini races. It was freaking awesome. So the obvious reason not to get one of these now is they are discontinued, so part support is bad. But just like I am now, in the past, I loaded up and had 2 of everything and got multiple parts for everything. So I pretty much have everything to support these cars for a while. But I'm afraid if I lose something or break something, I won't be able to find. I'm sure I can do some eBay tricks. But look, all these brand new parts for the RC18. Love these cars. Look, I got some new chassis. These are the racing foams by BSR that we used to use. A whole bunch of spare stuff here. I'm running a 9600 kV motor in mine. They run the 380 size motor. It's a smaller motor, but man, they're ballistic fast. I like my favorite brush system, which they have a whole bunch now, but back in the day, it was the Mamba Micro Pro, which is that speed control right down there. You can kind of see it. They run those on crawlers now too, but that ESC was the ESC to run on these little cars. And they're so fast. Check it out. Here's a censored brush system for them. Again, they were cheap. Like, the brush systems were not super pricey like they are on regular 10 scale RC car systems. This one was kind of different because I think it had a bigger shaft here, a bigger motor shaft, and also the pinions were hard to find. So I think there were only 3 sizes of pinions you can get on this, and only one person made them. So we didn't really run these. These were the Novak. Not Novak. Were they Novak? Yeah, they were Novak. Novak brush systems. That was way back in the day. We used to run those in racing. But nonetheless, oh man, these things are awesome. We're going to bust them out. I'm going to do some speed runs, run them around, just because it's been so long. And all the mini content that I'm seeing lately makes me want to run my favorite mini. And this is definitely it. Oh man, driving these things just reminded me why I love these cars so much. It's so much fun to drive. It's just so intriguing to see a car this size, an 18 scale car, doing 40, 50 miles an hour down the street. I mean, it definitely attracts attention. It actually reminds me of when I first saw these cars. I saw them at the hobby shop I was going to, and the guy that worked there was driving one outside, and I was like, wow, that's insane. I remember seeing him flip 10, 15 times, landing and driving off. At the time, for the time, they were extremely robust. I say that because nowadays cars are more robust, but they didn't break very often. They were super freaking fast. They were cheap to upgrade, and they looked really cool. And it attracted so much attention, and just it was so intriguing to watch this little vessel moving so freaking fast. While I was driving it, I remembered what was weak on these cars. I remember the steering was. It had some room for improvement. Let's just put it that way. Basically, it had a lot of play. There was a company who made a steering link called a drag link, and it basically stiffened up the steering. So unless you got that, it was kind of hard to control at those really, really high speeds. Also, the tires, because they just used the regular pin. There wasn't a hex inside the tire to hold the tire on. So we would strip out the wheels and tires a lot. I remember going through a lot of wheels and tires. Naturally, whenever you get a car like this and you're going super freaking fast, your thing is you want to go faster. You want to put in more power, and ultimately what happens when you put in more power is more things break. I remember blowing diffs up on these a lot. I have a whole bunch of spare diffs. If you were crazy with it, like slammed on the throttle, slammed on the brake, it would blow the diffs out. You just have to be really careful. But again, it comes with the territory whenever you start putting a lot of power and trying to go super freaking fast. But yeah, this is my favorite mini car. If you still have one of these, I want to see them. If you still have an RC18, any type of RC18, RBT, short course, go to the MSM Drivers Meeting page. I'll put a link in the description and post pictures of it. I'll put a picture of all mine on there, and then you guys can post pictures under that because I want to see them. I love these cars. I will never sell these. This is part of pretty much my RC history. This is what really sparked the hop-up part of RC for me, because it was so affordable to hop these things up. The cars were so cheap. It was so much fun. So I hope you liked this video, guys. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell, and you guys will see me next time. Later, guys.